And let's see if we get Alex Dunn on the back of this shot then. We can hear him, now we can see him, and that is both ends into the wall, so yeah.
And I think it might be Arvid Limblad if it's the second car.
Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely the same as we saw for Goethe. Is it to do with this kerfuffle? Is he the trident there that's charging down the inside? An unforced error from Martins.
Yeah, there we see another replay. Lost the rear of the car completely, didn't he? And into the barriers, and that's a brutal section of the circuit.
He's just done it. I think he was just looking to the inside with 3 or 4 cars on the right, and then Martin's a bit overly optimistic in my opinion. Look in the mirrors, in which case that's a little cheeky. Oh, well, actually, I say that. The Trident car of 22 was squeezing him. And Montoya just out of shot on the right-hand side, but he ends up on the inside here. So he's got either spun around or got spun around, being aggressive.
Sure. Yeah.
There was a number of times that Dunn was aggressive, and unfortunately, eventually, that was his undoing. I'm sure we'll see that later on. They were very lucky not to have ended their race there. This is another angle. Wow, that's about as close to a crash as you can get.
Let's find out what happened.
Yeah, so it's Heavy making his way out of in the yellow Invicta, who's trying to make his way through. Decent start for him, and carbon fibre all over the road down towards turn 1. Down the inside while still retaining control in the dams, locks up the inside front. Things get worse, and clatter. He goes into the side pod of the Prema and spins the car round, with Mini running wide.
And Mini was just trying to find a gap. Oh no, and that's a Van Amersfoort.
We're going to see this incident then, I think, for Mini, as yeah, we were a little bit late to it, but he looks to have lost the car. So bit of contact scuffle with Megatunif. He's been making moves, and I think Megatunif's far enough ahead to, and both fronts locked as Cordial. So Villagomez is the orange and black Van Amersfoort in the middle. I saw them squabbling. Ooh, that's a moment for Sebastian Montoya, and it's the exit of the second part of the swimming pool, actually, where he's lost the car there. Inside, we're looking for if Limblad's tyre is up to the wing mirror of Crawford. Is it a bit of a move down the inside? He's been turned around, unfortunately. Down the inside, and we're racing wheel to wheel then. Oh! Now Martins is almost a full car's length, almost the full car ahead there, and I think is within his rights to.
Yeah, that was the scene as Martins was turned completely sideways out of the race. Richard Verschoor, you can see that's how he went out. Arvid Limblad tried to get through on the inside, may have just squeezed through. One of the Tridents nearly airborne in all of that as it got congested and turned into a Formula 2 car park.
And we've got a couple of corners to go before he finally finds the wall. All going well on the way into Massenet, just losing the rear.
See them go into the stewards for probably a slap on the wrist as we see a very near, I was about to say very near, an actual collision.
Through the mid-corner, and at this point here, Crawford will have the line for 5, and Browning did, and a little bit of a reactionary move by Limblad. Limblad trying to stay in it, of course, to pick up the racing incident between teammates.
Yeah, there we can see just collision there between the pair, and it forced it.
One of the more optimistic moves he's made, I think. But driving then, trying to make the move, and one of those as well, where Browning low, guys, because that as the Trident rolls over the top. Look, exactly there, as the roll hoop of the Trident tries to back down the field, and it's going to be a move then coming in from, you can see far ahead, Amaury Cordial is going to spin on the exit. Oh, actually, this is Fornaroli, so it's making a move.
Let's find out what happened here.
So, heard it was a relatively spectacular incident, and launches over that inside curve, and that's a big old bounce.
It was Arvid Limblad, the other Red Bull Junior car. Goethe the one into the gravel.
Carries way too much speed in and clatters the side of Goethe, and I think that could be another penalty coming Mini's way.
Now Arvid Limblad has done the fastest lap.
Dunn is thinking, no thank you, I'm going to run you wide. What he doesn't expect is Mini to stay there.
Crawford manages to clear the runoff area and continue. Browning gets stuck, and they're just sandwiched. Cordial just needed to lean on the brakes a little bit harder in the mid-corner and keep it out of the side of him.
Yeah, I'd say so, and well,
sure, but it's so easy to do, especially in that pit lane.
Oh,
And Kushmini has going to lose out, though, through the exit as they make their way through turn 8 and 9. Side by side contact
with Stanek there.
Gap into his teammate.
That is huge. Oh, and that is a bit of damage off the front wing. I think, was that Gabriel? Whoa, and that's why John Bennett went round.
Expected to see an overcorrect and a spin here for Dirksen. Dips it in the gravel.
It looked like he went in quick to the first of the Lesbos, then he's going to get out slightly wider than he wants. Actually, just loses the rear as he tries to put the throttle in off the road here in the middle of the chicane to actually avoid the move from Dunn. Bounce over the chicane and then has made a bit of a fettuccine of that, hasn't he, unfortunately?
Yeah. And Dunn off into the barriers.
Kian Shields in the green and silver machine is going to, I think, anticipate the restart there a little bit too much. So then Limblad's going to go down the inside. The front wing is damaged and doesn't have locks up both front. The concern is it's going to go underneath the front wheels and then effectively toboggan into the rest of the field. End of Sami Megatunev's race. It was a thrilling race at the front momentarily. Esterson actually is moving around slightly there, looking for a place to position his car. I think Sami Megatunev thinks, I'm going to hit my teammate.
What happened to Cordeel?
Oh,
wow.
That is a fast section of the racetrack down towards turn 3, and is Martin's just going to get in too deep here? Bang.
Yeah. Aramco pole.
Let's have a look at it then. So Stanek's going to go off the road in the background, then come back on and wipe out Villa, going and wipe out Bennett.
So
down the middle of the road, and it's Stenshorn staying, really, it must be said, on the inside, and that. Yeah, and this is Gerth getting, he's going to try and go up the inside of Bennett, I think. It's a big shovel from...
So Crawford with a lovely little slipstream.
It doesn't like the Red Bull liveried machine, and you can't actually see Stenshorn there, so he's stewards for Fornaroli, unfortunately, and it's like he just... That high-tech we were discussing with Luke Browning, these are the two high-techs then battling down towards turn 1. Van Hoopen and Wharton. It looks like Van Hoopen. Solov here sees Villagomez round the outside and rather rushes him off the racetrack there. Villagomez returns the favour completely. Not really looking. He's actually launched it off the inside curb there as well. Yeah. Then Shields just not quite seeing far enough up the road to recognise that Dunn's parked to the outside of the corner.